Brenda J. Lilly here from Creative Consultations. I just wanted to put out a small disclaimer before we launch into today's video that says I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm just here to engage, to encourage, and hopefully empower other artists to go out and live their art dream. So here we go. Enjoy the video. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Today is Monday morning, January 20th, and it is time for another Monday morning kickstart with me, Brenda J. Lilly, and Creative Consultations. I hope you like this video. If you do, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and pass it on and share it with those you know, because we all want to keep on growing and becoming who we were created to be. See you on the flip side. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Brenda J. Lilly here, and it is time for our Monday morning kickstart. Can you believe it is January 20th? This month is almost over, the first month of the new year, and we are coming to the end of it. Crazy. So, because time is ticking and the year is marching on, and we don't want to fall off the back end of the train, let's keep on having this conversation and further the conversation about community. Last week, I talked about the need that we all have to be a part of a community, how important community actually is to us as individuals and to us as a society, right? But now I want to talk about what kind of a community do we want to create? As individuals, as artists, as human beings who walk this planet with other human beings. What kind of a community or what kind of communities do we want to create? Because I'll tell you, there is a lot of anger, there is a lot of negativity, there is a lot of hardship, there is a lot of unhealthy, just almost plain evil thought processes out there. And the idea of treating each other with respect and kindness has seemed to sort of go the way of the dodo. It's almost, but it is not, almost extinct. And so, what kind of a society do you want to create? What kind of a community do you want to create and be a part of? Do you want to create a community that tears each other down, that runs each other out of town on a rail? Do you want to be the type of community that hate and fear mongers? Or do you want to build a community and be a part of a community that encourages each other, that helps one another, that comes to each other's aid when there's a need, that believes that things will and can get better if we help each other? And dare I say, love each other. I was reading a Facebook post, and there was a thread that happened underneath it, and the Facebook post was nothing. There was, first of all, it wasn't political in any way, stretch of the imagination. The person was asking a very clear question about a noise they heard in their town. And someone else said, well, we heard it all the way over in another town. So obviously it was a loud sound. And then someone else came in and just laced into the person asking the question as if the question had no value, had no worth, and they were an idiot for asking. The person even went so far as to start making comparisons to the question being asked, means that you're soft, that you're not capable of taking care of whatever. It was horrible. And those of you who know me, and most everybody who watches this channel knows I'm a pastor. And so today I preached an entire sermon on building a culture of love, the kingdom mindset of love, right? Godly love, not human love, agape love, right? There's a difference, a huge difference. And I was sort of in that space, in that place when I was reading this post. And I have to tell you, this thread just broke my heart. The amount of vitriol, the amount of anger that was coming out of this person's keyboard. First of all, I thought, man, this guy has a lot of time on his hands. And he is really fit to be tied about something in his life. Something obviously is not going well for this gentleman to have such anger about a post that he could have just easily scrolled by. Like, he doesn't have to have an opinion about it. Why does he feel the need to spout? But it broke my heart a little bit that that's how we treat each other, that that's normal now. To instead of listen to understand and take each other in and help each other through either a lack of understanding or a fear or an issue or problem, we cut you off at the knees. If you aren't smart enough to deal with it yourself, get over yourself, get out. You don't belong here. That's not a community that I want to start. That's not a community that I want to be a part of. No, there were a lot of other comments and a lot of other supportive and wonderful comments. And I know not everybody is bad in this community. I know it because I know the community. But man, there's an old saying, one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. And so if we're not careful about our language and how we care for our community, how we take care of each other in the community, there's a real danger of some real evil and horror coming in. But it also made me realize it's almost inevitable that that happen. That whenever you practice opening yourself up to the idea of community and enter into community with other people, invariably someone is going to come in that is not quite the gold standard of what you would desire. Are they to be kicked out of community because they just haven't gotten the memo that that's not how we treat each other here? Or do you help that person to see that's not how we treat each other here? Watch your words. And if they rail against watching their words because, well, I have every right to my words, sure you do. You absolutely do. But if this is my site, I have every right to delete your words. I don't know there that you can ever create a perfect community because we're imperfect people. and that's okay. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for the ability to grow into the idea of respect, admiration, encouragement, engaging each other, and empowering one another to become who they were created to be. I want to be a part of a community that aspires to those things. I don't know that any community achieves those things in full, but to be a part of a community that aspires to those things, that aspires to the idea of self control. Do you need to say and write down every thought, post every thought that's in your head? Or can you hold it for a moment in time and make a determination whether it needs to be said or not? If you still think after a day or two that your opinion is valid and needs to be heard and will change something, well, then go ahead, post it. Spread the news. Talk to people. But see, so often in our society nowadays, and I was talking to somebody after church today about this, so often in our society today, we don't actually talk to one another. We use these versions of communication, these social media communication points, as if we're having conversation with each other. But really, even though we know your name and we can look you up somewhere and find out where you live, we're still acting like, well, they don't know me, so I can be whoever I want to be. I can be the big bad in this group and call everybody out the way I want to call them out because whatever is going on in your life, that is your thought process. So I made a decision today while I was reading the post because my heart was breaking at the level of just vitriol that this guy was spewing from a completely benign and honestly honest question. Why that question set this guy flying, I have no idea. I do not know what is going on in this man's life and why he is the angry rage ball that he is. All I can do is be kind in return. All I can do is keep on scrolling and not react, not respond, not give that moment any more air than it needs. I want to be a part of a community and I want to build a community that's rooted and grounded in love and mutual respect and admiration for the gifts and talents and abilities that we all bring to the table. Because each and every one of us has been given some sort of gift that makes us special, that makes us who we are. And a community and society that honors and respects those gifts in each other can build and grow and become such a powerful community that other people, other communities, other societies will want to recreate it. We get so close so often, and then our human nature and our need for justice and our need to be heard or be first or, yeah, whatever takes over. Our need for power takes over, and we step all over the people in our communities who might not be strong enough to push back. And to me, that's sad. My heart was breaking this morning as I was reading that post. Breaking because that way of treating people has almost become normal. That's not the community I want to build. I don't want to build a community that tears each other apart because we can, because we think the idea of freedom of speech gives us that right. It's not why it was written. That's not why we have that freedom. I want to build a community and be a part of a community that builds people up. So I ask you this Monday, what kind of a community do you want to be a part of? What kind of a community do you want to create? We have such an opportunity right now to go counter culture. Culturally, it seems like our society is going to that bad and wrong side of things where we tear each other apart and we tear each other down and we push our own agendas so hard that we don't care about anybody else's needs, thoughts, or opinions. I think it's time that we start building counterculture communities where we counter that culture with a culture of respect, of honor, admiration, encouragement, engagement, empowerment, and love. I think that is the kind of community we should create as artists, as people, all sharing this planet together. So, happy Monday, everybody. What kind of a community are you going to create? Let me know in the comments. All right. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next Monday. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe. What are you waiting for? All right. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.